In the heart of the great green canopy, a vast jungle filled with rustling leaves, fragrant blooms, and shimmering streams, birds of every color soared through the sky. There were crimson cardinals, emerald parrots, golden finches, sapphire kingfishers, and snowy white doves. Each group lived in its own part of the canopy, comfortable with birds that looked just like them. Every morning, the jungle echoed with the songs of these birds. But each kind of bird sang its own tune in its own corner, never mixing with others. In a cozy little nest at the edge of the parrot's grove lived a young parrot named Pico. He was a curious bird who loved stories, sounds, and above all, colors. He would often sneak to the edges of his home and gaze at the other flocks. "Why don't we fly with the kingfishers?" Pico asked his mother one day. "They're different from us," she replied. "Parrots stay with parrots." "But their wings shimmer like the river," Pico whispered. One sunny day, while exploring near the lotus pond, Pico got distracted by a butterfly and wandered far from home. Suddenly, crack! A tree branch snapped beneath him, and he tumbled into the underbrush with a squeak. "Are you okay?" chirped a gentle voice. Pico looked up to see a finch with golden feathers and wide, caring eyes. I think so," Pico said, brushing off a leaf. "My name's Luma. You're not from around here, are you?" "No," said Pico shyly. "I'm from the parrot grove." "Well, lucky for you," Luma said with a grin. "You've just landed in the friendliest part of the forest." Luma helped Pico get back on his feet and introduced him to her friends: finches, sparrows, and even a bluebird named Theo. They welcomed Pico warmly and invited him to join their mid-morning melody. At first, Pico hesitated. He had only ever sung the parrot's tune. But when the music began, a mix of high trills, low whistles, and rhythmic flutters, he joined in, adding his bold, tropical notes. And to his surprise, it sounded beautiful. The jungle seemed to pause and listen. That night, Pico returned home with eyes wide and heart full. "Mother," he said breathlessly, "did you know other birds sing differently? Not worse, just different? And when we sang together, it sounded even more beautiful than when we sang alone." His mother frowned. "That's not how we do things, Pico." "But why not?" he asked. "If we all share the same sky, shouldn't we share our songs too?" Word of Pico's visit spread quickly. Some parrots scolded him for breaking tradition, but others grew curious. Could it really be true? Could birds from different flocks sing together? Soon, Pico invited Luma and Theo to visit his grove. At first, the parrots watched silently as the guests arrived, but when the music began, a blend of chirps, croons, and caws, something magical happened. The colors didn't clash. They harmonized. Birds who had never spoken before began to chat. They traded feathers as gifts. They played games and told stories of their lands. And most importantly, they listened to one another. From that day on, the birds of the great green canopy formed a new tradition. Once a week, all the flocks would gather in the central clearing for a grand symphony called the Festival of Feathers. Every song mattered. Every color was welcome. And young Pico, once just a curious parrot, became the little bridge who brought the skies together.